Steve, I guess you're a happy man and a contented man.
Yeah, really pleased for the boys in particular. I think after the disappointment of last weekend with putting such a performance in, I think to come home and back it up with a performance and get over the line with a 5-point win against sort of the high-flying Blues, it's really pleasing for us.
Danny said he was surprised that you were able to dominate them so physically. That was some effort by your pack, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a huge effort for us, and I think there wasn't a change in the pack, and I think to back it up after, I think for large periods we dominated Ulster as well, which was pleasing for us, and for the boys to come back home, short turnaround for us. Didn't do a lot Monday, Wednesday, they put a couple of shifts in fairness to them, and to back it up, it's really pleasing, like you said.
How did you feel, Steve, that the number 10 went there? You know, a lot of talk about it beforehand. How did you feel Sam went?
Yeah, I think Sam played really well. I thought he put us in real good positions. Obviously, you'd like him to knock a few of those conversions over, but that's being hypercritical. But it's something that, yeah, I think Sam made the team tick tonight, and I think obviously off the back of the forwards put in a shift as well. And I think there was a real physical edge around us, probably apart from the first try. But yeah, really pleased, and it's something that there's a lot of squad depth in certain positions we got, and obviously having Biggs and Sam is great for us.
He doesn't perhaps get the headlines of some of the other players, but your number 6 is a bit of a workaholic.
Yeah, he is a workhorse, and fair play to King. He just keeps churning out the work. He looks after himself. He's diligent in his work physically. He just, like I said, looks after his diet. He recovers really well. He is the ultimate pro in a lot of his work. But I think just to single out a couple of boys, you know what I mean, I think when you see Baldwin coming on tonight, even with sort of the bonus point in the bag, the fire in his belly, Paul James, Mafu, these boys coming on when the game is dead and buried, it's sometimes difficult to come on as a sub. But I think, like Sam, you got people like Baldwin who wants his shirt back, Arcee wants to start, Mafu wants to start. So I think it's really pleasing for us going forward.
Danny also said that the word he used was shell shock. I think they didn't see that coming in terms of the way you dominated them. That was a bit of a statement, you know, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it's a statement. I think probably last weekend was I think as a group and as coaches, we found last week really hard to get over. Like Leinster, you can dust off pretty quickly because you feel you didn't perform in that first half. You're ill-disciplined, and sometimes you get what you deserve. Ulster, we felt bitterly disappointed because I think we turned up physically. I thought our defence was outstanding. We had opportunities which lends itself, as much as there's disappointment around Ulster, you see we could have probably scored 2 or 3 tries and won the game, but ultimately we didn't. But it was important this week we backed up that physical edge. I still think we were probably a little bit not as physically where we were out in Ulster, but I thought it was still a gigantic shift from our boys. I think the set piece and the way we carried the ball off 9 was pretty direct, and I thought, like I said, it was pretty pleasing from the group.
We were looking at the stats. I think you missed 1 tackle in the first half. You broke 26 tackles. Blues missed 26. And your skill levels and the way your forwards and your backs seemed to play, it was pleasurable to watch.
Yeah, well, thanks, man. No, it's something I think we've worked hard over the summer around the skills and making sure our front 5 boys can handle the ball as well. And I think it's something that's pretty pleasing. But I think to do that, you've got to win the collisions and you've got to win that TC battle. And I think in around some of the clean-outs, I think we're spot on tonight, because in fairness to the Blues, Navidi, Ellis Jenkins, Nick Williams, Dacey, these boys are good over the ball, Gethin, and I thought we dealt with that really well, and we just made them keep going backwards, and I think it was making them get up a flow and pretty direct, like you say, with what we were doing. So yeah, it's pretty pleasing. It was a few hairy moments, because I think with the back end I'd have been pretty disappointed if we give the Blues 4 tries and gone away with a point, and I think that was probably a couple of sloppy tries, which is disappointing. But on the whole, it's a massive part in the back for the team. I think in particular how they backed up last weekend, 6-day turnaround to come into this and show a shift like it did is I'm really proud coach.
The one downside was the injury to Jed. It didn't look too great.
Yeah, look, I think I don't really want to comment on it now. It looks, like you said, it's not great. It's really disappointing for the boy. I think he's played, like, he had an indifferent season last year, not in form wise, just in injury, and to be struck down again is something that's going to hurt us, because he is a physical specimen and around his work. He's diligent and he's a great team man as well. So yeah, it'll be something that we'll be checking up on straight away now.
Was it knee or lower leg?
No, I think it's lower leg, yeah. Lower leg, ankle, Achilles type thing.
Steve, how did Dan respond to the selection down again?
Yeah, Biggs has been a team man around it. He doesn't like it and around not playing, but I think that's why he's such a competitor. That's why he's Wales' number 110. That's why he'll be pushing for probably the Lions at the back end of the year, is because he is the ultra competitor, and it's something that you'd be disappointed if Biggs was pleased. He's never going to be pleased in around not playing in a big derby game, but we've got people in positions that you look at Sam Parry, Baldwin, no one really talks about that as much, because obviously it's a good story for you boys, but something Biggs has responded. He's put the team before himself, and you look at what he was doing after training, you look at the way he got his head down. It'd been easy for him to throw his toys at the pram, but he didn't do that because ultimately he wants Ospreys to do well, and I think that shows the class of the bloke.
And you're going into Europe next week. What kind of shape do you feel that you're going in there with?
Yeah, I think we're in pretty good shape. I'd like to be, you'd like the one last week, but I've got to move on from that at some point. But no, it's Newcastle. We've watched a lot of their stuff. They play decent rugby, in fairness to them. They look to put a bit of width in the game. They've got some explosive players, Snotty. They've got 9, Delaney. They've got a couple of abrasive centres, fullbacks good. Like, they've got some good players, and they've won a good couple of games in the Premiership. We know it's going to be a tough game, but it's something, again, we hear, which is obviously great for us, and I think we'll have to freshen the team up a little bit after what is huge shifts that they've put in over the last couple of weeks. So there will be a few changes to the team, but we won't be taking the game any less serious than we did this weekend.